Their hunting ground is VRChat, a social experience in virtual reality, and collectively, they've exploited and abused over a dozen children. This is their story.
I have made my mistakes. I can't undo them. I even admitted in front of all of them that I did date a 17-year-old girl. I told them straight up like it was a mistake, and I was not mentally in the right state of mind.
The video of you posting that you're not a pedo but openly admitting that you did date a 16-year-old, that does show that you are a pedophile.
In the past.
I understand that it's in the
No,
past.
it was in the past. And I even said it. I was on drugs and alcohol.
Unquote, but I'm madly in love with her already. Why didn't you break it off then when you found out that she was 16?
Because I was already in love with her. And I'm not going to lie.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Verum, and this is the Metafiles. On our last episode, we covered a story on a pedophile who ran a virtual nightclub. His name was Feed the Potato, owner of the Menace Haven. After that episode's release, I had received some additional information about Potato's criminal history that had proven some of my suspicions. Credits to the individuals who messaged me by the name of Sweeting Bark and Taps. Feed the Potato, or Kenny, had been arrested in real life and was charged with assault and battery to a minor he was sexually involved with in the past. After 3 court hearings, Kenny claims he got out of this situation on a deal that he would go for therapy.
And he said that those were false accusations, they were court cases, but clearly not.
Who did he do this on?
You know, the minor that he fucked in the park on the bench? He fucked a girl on the bench. A minor, but she lied about her age. But the thing is, they moved in after knowing that she lied about her age, and then he was 17 when they fucked. But when he turned 18, she was 15, and then they moved in.
He told you guys that? What the fuck?
We're making him
And as soon as I started talking about the assault and battery case, as soon as I said that, he looked so depressed. Like, I dug deep into his past. The court hearing, they came to an agreement. It says by agreement. He said that the agreement was therapy, which I pretty much doubt that.
Clearly, many years later, this therapy has not helped, as he has been caught sexually interacting with and grooming minors. Huh, so much for law enforcement. The story about this minor Potato was involved with was cross-confirmed with an ex-friend of Kenny's, a guy named Ronan, who also said Kenny told a story of him having anal intercourse with the same minor in his own bathroom, and that this was not a fling, but rather, he was dating the minor for years. I'm not necessarily surprised that this evidence has come forth, but hey, that's what I'm here to show on the Metafiles. And now for our feature presentation.
Hey, that guy on the television looked a lot like you. The institution makes him out to be a bad person. Like he's some cyber terrorist or something. No, I don't really know. He's always hacking into the television networks to tell us the truth about some real psychos. Even if he's breaking some rules, seems like he does it to expose things to the city. Things other people don't want us to see. And that's something. It ain't good news. Either way, I can't imagine why someone would paint a large target on their head like that for no reason. Guy must have a death wish. But hey, at least someone's trying to clean up the city.
Interesting. I never really liked the guy myself. Talks too much.
Isn't it a bit late for you to be out here all by yourself?
You're right. I'm usually a morning person.
It's been a while. Verum, I know you work alone, but just remember, the Syndicate is with you. We've grown a lot ever since your attack on the institution.
There's so much work left to be done. So many battles left on the horizon. Feels like what I do is never enough.
Your will, at the least, is admirable. We only do what we can, small steps at a time. Speaking of steps, I've got a new lead for you.
I'll take it from here. And action! On this episode of the Metaphiles, we will be covering two pedophiles who have been laying low for the past year or so. My continuous investigation on these individuals escalated my interest. Some of the tactics used by the predators shown may disturb you.
The person, and Verum too. So Verum posted that out of spite, and I also, I'm pretty sure he's gonna try to come after me.
That's right. I am coming after you. This individual is known as Venom, aka Viper the Snake, or Javier. He's currently a 24-year-old male who uses depression and self-harm to garner attention from minors and tries to manipulate them into ERPing with him, or even pushes them into having a relationship with him. He's been caught by other adults on multiple occasions, and he's also outed himself several times without even realizing it. He tends to lie to cover himself, like most predators do, and then he deflects back on other people as if he could do no wrong. But oh boy, has he done a lot wrong.
I have more than enough proof that says he's sexist, because most of his victims you see on his videos are females. To me, that shit's a little bit biased.
I hate to mind you, Verum did cover three women predators. I don't think he's sexist because he has covered female predators.
Shoutouts to Mika Kun, wherever you are. As you watch the following clips that display Venom's personality, everything that I have stated about him starts to come together. In this first clip, you will see how Venom tries to play mental gymnastics with people by dancing around the ages of consent between states to justify his actions.
What happened was, she had my TikTok. She found out that in New York City, they lowered the legal age limit of consent. Like, watch this. Alexa, what's the legal age limit consent in New York City?
According to fandom.com, the age of consent in New York is 17.
Then Spear Sparrow said, well, you still dated a 16-year-old when you were 21. And I'm like, bro, did I not just explain that she catfished me? And it's legal in her state, so you cannot say nothing.
Later in this clip, he talks about how he dated a minor named Ash, or Nanako DPS, but claims that he was catfished, and even when he found out her actual age, he still dated her again. More on this story later.
I ended up dating Ash, yes, because she told me, and Zaya, they all told me that, yeah, she's 17 turning 18. So I said, cool, alright, I'll go with her. I went out with her, and then I found out her actual age after she broke up with me, and I went back out with her, and she broke up with me 2 days before her birthday. I told her everything. She made it seem like I was drunk and depressing, and I was looking for attention seeking to attract minors. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? You made it seem like I'm a whole entire predator. Like, are you serious? Like, that's so fucked up. Because her sister had a thing for me. And her sister's underage, and her sister watches me, and she's a big fan. And I'm like, bro, so you're jealous the fact that your sister's over here talking about me 24/7? Like, if you want me to block your sister, I will. So, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. They were like, well, you still dated a minor, and you ERP'd with her, right? Like, my sister and my mom came up to me. They're like, bro, people are calling you a pedo on the internet. I'm like, I showed them all the proof, and they're like, yo, I'm literally gonna call the cops on this bitch.
Then he follows this whole situation up by talking about his self-harm and depression to make people pity him.
The reason why I self-harm is a whole deeper meaning. Like, my mom treats me like shit, IRL. Bad things happen to me every single fucking day in this house. Like, my mom abuses me really bad. Over Hot Pockets, she'll punch me and slap me. I end up doing self-harming, yes. But not for getting stuff that I want. I can care less about what I want or what I don't want. The only thing I want is love and affection.
From minors. Right. In this next clip, Javier is going through a breakup and is complaining to another person.
And the fact that she said that she's gonna break up with me if I don't get a job. Sorry, I'm listening to like sad music and shit. I was being depressed. And for her to still sit here and get jealous and upset that multiple girls want me? Yeah, they want me. A lot of girls want me.
You mean the minors who see your e-boy avatar, and they don't know that they are being preyed upon by you.
So the point about this is that I sat here and lied to my VRChat daughter's dad and told him that I was 15 and my name was Jay. Why? Because
you're a pedophile.
I'm the wrong one in the whole relationship. I'm wrong for lying to her dad. Yeah, I get it. I lied to her dad, to Zoe's dad, because the fact that he would have fucking flipped out if he would have knew I'm 23.
No shit, he would have been pissed. Why do you think that is?
She's sitting here saying that it's kind of weird that a 14-year-old got to check up on me. And it's not even only a 14-year-old. That's my VRChat daughter.
This VRChat daughter of his was a 14-year-old girl by the name of Zoe. I had seen them interact before in a private lobby, and Venom seemed really comfortable talking about sex in front of Zoe. There is more on the topic of these so-called VRChat daughters of his, but I will get into that later.
She sat there and said I'm in the wrong when I didn't do shit wrong. And the fact that they sit there every day and see me depressed, drinking, crying, and cutting myself because I'm depressed, and you know this. I am suicidal, and you knew it for a while. And you were the only reason why I wanted to live.
Personally, when a guy like this says to a girl that she is the only reason he has to live, to me, that is just a red flag. It is a tactic used to seek pity, guilt trip, and entrap a partner or a potential minor in a situation they probably don't want to be in. That aside, I was sent some DMs of Javier speaking sexually to a supposed minor named Ray, but I had to verify that they were indeed underage, so I went out of my way to look for them. Luckily, after some digging, I had gotten in contact with them and a few more minors who came forward with stories and proof. These were the conversations that occurred.
How old are the both of you right now?
I'm 18.
16.
As of right now.
How old were you at the time of those photos? Because I saw that it was like December 2021.
Around 16, 17.
Okay.
I have photos of us being, I don't know if you got those, but hentai gifs.
Yeah. I had seen those, and I was like, well, okay, I can't confirm if this Ray person... You are the Ray person, right?
Yes, I am Ray.
Okay.
I confirmed that this was Ray as she scrolled through her chat history with Venom from a few years ago when she was around the age of 16. Needless to say, it was sexually charged as described, but she requested privacy, and I could not show what was in this chat anyways. At this point, it is impossible to deny that Venom has been caught sexually interacting with multiple minors with what has been said and shown, but it gets worse. I won't lie, even I get lost with the amount of minors Venom has involved himself with. Aside from the few that I've displayed here, a lot of them have gone dark or changed their names, so it's hard to find them all. But based on what I've gathered, this is just a small list of the minors he's been sexually exploiting.
Oh, he also hesitated to tell me Ash's age.
Nanako DPS?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he knew that she was a minor. He tells people
yeah,
that he didn't, but
I should do that shit.
In this following footage, Venom is being interrogated about his relationship with Nanako.
She lied about her age, which I also admitted on there.
Video, unquote,
that she lied about her age.
You're 18, but I'm madly in love with her already. Why didn't you break it off then when you found out that she was 16?
Because I was already in love with her, and I'm not gonna lie about
That's
it.
pedophilia right there.
I was 15, he told me he was 17. It wasn't till later in our relationship he told me how old he really was. It scared me, and I didn't know what he would do if I tried to leave, so I stayed. was very uncomfortable. When I did threaten to leave, he said he would overdose on pills if I did. So I stayed longer, which led to him guilt-tripping me into erping with him, and him asking me to send him my undergarments and perfume in exchange for his unlovingness. I told him no, and he did the same thing he always did. Told me he'd OD. I never sent him those things. I was planning on giving around my 16th birthday, and the word got back to him. So he tried to bribe me into staying by buying me games on Steam. I still left not long after, which led to him starting rumors saying him gold digger, a whore, and that I was very toxic. Not even a couple hours after the breakup, I was informed he posted my legal name, my TikTok, my Messenger, my Facebook, and my Discord all over his TikTok. I had people telling me I should off myself, I should be ashamed, and many others sending me death threats. It got to a point I had to make a new VRC account and all new social media.
The third minor goes by Midnight. She is currently 16.
The only proof I have is his old VRChat daughters to speak out about it. He groomed them and uses the excuse, I was massively drunk and high, when others confront him so he can try to make himself not look like a pedo. Though he groomed me last year and recently a month ago. He groomed his VRChat daughter Zoe last Friday, and then she also told me that he used to tell her that he would get dirty, thoughts about her and wet dreams. Also telling me that she one time heard him moaning her name while jerking off long before last Friday. He kept kissing on her and stuff. Then his VR daughter Sugar. Long while ago she was getting over a breakup and Venom was saying stuff like, oh well, if I was your age I'd go out with you any day. There's more on what he did with Sugar, but I'd have to ask her. What else she'd want me to expose him for? He also saved Zoe's masturbating vids to his camera roll. He also has me and Sugar's nudes saved in his phone. He also records stuff, so I'm sure he has saved. It's of him fucking with me and every minor he's messed with. He used to mess with minors last year when he was a fuckboy. He wouldn't care. Now he's Trina act like a goody two-shoes because he knows what he did wrong.
Everyone fucking away.
Me, my own kid. I can't do it. Aren't you a virgin? Everywhere? Like everywhere?
Yeah, you just said that. Yeah, I am.
Sucks to be you.
Suck a dick.
And she's 14. And she's 14.
It's easier for girls to lose their virginity.
Yeah, I get it. I lied to her dad, to Zoe's dad, because the fact that he would have fucking flipped out if he would have knew I was 23 and told him that I was 15 and my name is Jake.
This is minor number 6. We will call her Cloudy. She came out and described her relationship with Venom anonymously on TikTok back in 2022, detailing how he was also sending her photos of his self-harm while she was 15 and he was 21. Minor number 7 is Sky. I will only preface the name for now, but there will be evidence of Venom's relationship to this minor that coincides with the following clip. The rest will be self-explanatory.
Like weed. And weed is legal in New York, so.
But like, still, isn't like ERP with a minor, like that's still illegal.
Nope, not if you don't record it, and not if, you know, you are not actually fucking in real life. It's not illegal.
But like,
yeah, it is weird. It is weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird that like you do like ERP with it.
It is weird. It is weird. It is. But we have to do it because it is a situation. You know why? D, my demons, buddy needs it. And like I said, I speak to Sky every day. Not every day, but like, you know, sometimes.
So you ERP with a minor for DID, right? Because of DID.
It's not only a minor. I can fuck a guy and I wouldn't know. Like if Buddy comes out, he would fuck anyone and he wouldn't give a fuck. He would fuck anyone. He would fuck your grandma.
But you still you still are ERPing with a minor. You know that, right?
ERP, it's a video game.
But you know that you do it, which is illegal.
It's a video game, it's not illegal.
Yeah, you wanna know why? No, shut the fuck up. You wanna know why? Cause it's pixels. It's pixels. How do you fuck pixels, huh?
Even when he's caught in the wrong, he will jump to his favorite scapegoat and claim that VRChat is just a game. It's just pixels. Even though his intent with every single minor is so fucking clear. It goes from pixels to private DMs to pornographic images, and then finally, sexually exploiting the children. Depression, self-harm, and suicidal thoughts are no excuse to prey on minors. These days, we have many resources for mental health care. Go see a doctor, or better yet, a prison cell. You said fuck!
Yeah, they want me. A lot of girls want me.
This past year, it has been my commitment to give a voice to victims of abuse and exploitation, while simultaneously making sure that the perpetrators are aware that they are no longer safe, nor hidden from the public eye. Theatrics aside, a lot of research, writing, and personal interactions goes into what I do. If you support me and the justice that I conduct, please subscribe, like, and follow me on my socials to keep up to date with my content. If you play VRChat, join my group, the Syndicate, and let us grow our rebellion against the institution, a heartless force that works to silence and bury its victims under its fragile facade. And if you are really passionate about my content as I am, join my Patreon and support me, as I'd like to make this a full-time dream. It may take some time to produce this type of content, but I promise you, it will be worth it.
Now, on with the show. No time to waste.
You'll come forth to hurt me, to hurt my children.
The second pedophile goes by the alias of C's. First named Dallas, he's currently 26 years old. I first ran into C's last year on Discord in a group call, as he was an old, close friend of another predator that I have already made a documentary about in the past. C's and I were not friends, but rather acquaintances, only because he was assisting us in publicly confronting his old friend, who was a rapist in real life. But what we did not know was that C's was in a secret relationship during that whole situation. Months before the investigation and confrontation, this secret relationship had slipped us all by and had been going on since around August of 2022. After some months, around December that same year, people started sniffing out clues on this relationship that C's was having with a 16-year-old girl named Brianna O. Internally, C's was part of a podcast group called The Instance, owned by a user named Colors, and it was in VRChat that they would do the recordings. C's was an audio editor, and the minor Brianna did 3D render art in Blender for the podcast as well. At the time, her age was unknown to me, but after doing some digging, I had found her Instagram with a photo drawn by her, and it displayed her age accompanied with some mental illnesses. It was then that I realized for sure that she was a minor, and I had already known that C's was an adult. From there, things went downhill. There were sightings of C's and Brianna sleep calling in public voice chats within the Instance Podcast Discord server. As it turned out, a friend of mine was the creator of the map that the Instance Podcast used in VRChat. After some time, the staff of the podcast wanted to extend the map to have multiple rooms, and my friend was sent a blueprint of the map idea. It was here that we had gotten evidence of how close C's and Brianna really were. As you can see in the blueprint, C's and Brianna had strangely shared the same room. Suspicions were at an all-time high, so people had confronted them by force. Though, this was not my idea. The funny thing about this is how it all really came out. These days, people like to weaponize the Verum name as a threat. So, someone used my name to threaten C's so that he'd squeal. And oh, did he squeal. And the aftermath was amusing.
I'm gonna be honest, no one was really telling us what was going on at that time, and I really don't fucking appreciate that.
No, actually, I'm gonna cut you off on that one. No, we've had multiple conversations about this going since the beginning. We have had countless conversations. You are terrible at hiding your goddamn relationship. And now guess fucking what? Mr. Oh, Verum is so great is now running down your fucking backside, and we're all getting thrown in the fucking hole with you. It's not cool. The excuses don't matter.
What? I'm not even making... Nasagi had a deep talk with me, and also got into VC with me and Bree, and had a deep conversation. Me and Bree are breaking up. And I'll even do it right in front of you guys if you guys need me to.
By this time, I had finally caught wind of the situation, and I had sent him a single photo of my honest reaction. So, around January 13th, C's and Brianna had broken up, and he had left the Instance podcast group. All's well ends well, right? Wrong! Not even a few days later, a new user pops up by the name of Lockjaw Knight. And all of a sudden, this person seems to have a comfy relationship with Brianna. She already started doing TikToks with this person, and also made render art with them. So I checked this person's Spotify and found that Lockjaw's old URL name never changed from its original creation, and the old name was Skitty God 101. With a bit more researching, I had found Skitty God 101's YouTube channel, and what do you know? It was C's. Luckily, I had saved this screenshot before he deleted his channel. Instantaneously, I was irritated at this rat-like behavior, and word got back to him that everyone found out. Again, a few days later, around February 17th of this year, C's took it upon himself to make a public admission.
Hello everyone. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm C's. And I have something to confess to everyone, explaining why all the videos have been deleted on my TikTok and why my social media is currently being deleted. First thing I'm going to start off with, as some of you who have come from the Instance, first of all, I'd like to start off with this, but as you guys can see from what the announcement has said, you guys saw that I am actually 25 years old, and the girl in question is actually 16, which is a 9-year age gap. And yes, we were dating around that time. We started dating in, I believe it was September or August, but ended the relationship at December when I was brought into a meeting with the team about this and broke up with her right in front of them. I am very much ashamed of what I've done. This girl was never really a victim of anything.
She is a victim of you.
I was more trying to make sure that she never made the same mistakes that I made when I was a teenager, which, you know, the whole dating aspect, I get it. It's not okay. I don't know why I did it. Probably because of loneliness, or maybe past trauma that I won't get into because I don't want to be a trauma dumper. I'm simply owning up to my mistakes because I think it's fair for me to talk about it rather than someone like Verum.
Yet here we are.
Who is a great content creator.
Don't blow me for pity points. Any compliment coming from someone like you is worthless.
I have no problems with him making a video about the whole situation and having you guys find out that way instead. Later in the video, there will be an apology to everyone, even though I do not want anyone to forgive me. And if you do, I am gladly going to say what the fuck is wrong with you. To the Instance, I'm sorry for lying to you guys. I admit to my wrongdoings. I'm going to change and learn from my wrongdoings. And I may never come back. And if I do come back, I'm never coming back as C's. I will never be a content creator again, because I do not deserve it.
I should also mention that even before C's and Bree were a thing, C's had also admitted to dating another minor earlier last year.
I have made my mistakes. I can't undo them. The only thing I can do is own up to them and move on. I even admitted in front of all of them that I did date a 17-year-old girl. I told them straight up like it was a mistake, and I was not mentally in the right state of mind.
After coming out in public about all of this, he reached out to me with the following messages apologizing. I let him off easy because at the time, he had done the right thing and left social media. And the Instance podcast had also shut down as a result of this situation getting out of hand. Things were silent again. And then, an old friend of C's had told me that C's had once again made a new name called the Yami Yeti. However, I didn't see anything anywhere on this user, and things were still quiet. Around May 8th, a creator named came to me and told me about a server she founded named a place where different creators would come together, and I didn't see anything wrong with it. She was relatively new to the VRChat scene as well, so she invited me in. I had entered a public voice chat, and I noticed that the minor Brianna was in there as well. Brianna shortly deafened herself and left the call. I had spoke to and this is what she told me.
They said, Verum, I'm very afraid of, and I'm scared he'll do something. He's the one who made my life the way it was. So I'm very scared. And I said, I see, okay. And by this time, I didn't know much of the context. So I say, in this VC, Verum is neutral right now because I introduced him in. If you feel unsafe, would you like to leave the call until later? And she said, I'm just scared is all, you don't need to do anything, just if anything happens, like if he tries to start something. And then Bree said, okay, could you let me know when he's gone? And I said, okay, by the time you left the call, and I said, yeah, he's gone.
Oh, well, I mean, I figured.
No surprise, but it was revealed to me by in that call that Brianna was dating her boyfriend, Yami Yeti, and it seemed that people did not question who he was or his age. I had briefly remembered months ago that C's old friend had told me that C's changed his name to Yami Yeti, and then it all clicked. Here they were again, sitting in plain sight, shameless. C's has gotten so comfortable with the silence that he eventually changed his name from Yami Yeti back to C's when he said he would never return with that name. A bold move, so careless that he and Bree even made a SoundCloud song together a few weeks ago.
C's, how does their first collab feel? This like got me feeling like Maji, you know, like Yakuza.
Laying on her thighs, wanting more blood. Fuck her body, it's a fake. Let me see what you can make. Take it down in the wig. You're the one with mistakes. Sex is fatter than a cake. Girl, your mind about to.
It also seems that someone else had caught wind of them and posted this story on Instagram. This resulted in C's and Bree getting harassed, to which end, C's made a post in what appears to be Brianna's Discord server that he would not let the harassment slide, and that this was people's last warning. It's funnier to me that C's is so delusional that he believes he is in some position to threaten people. Clearly, he hasn't learned a thing. And repetition is in his nature. Some people never change. So, Dallas, I showed you mercy and you lied to me and many others. You had a chance to learn from your repeated offenses, and tonight I'm gonna teach you a lesson. Don't take my mercy for granted! The two pedophiles in this video are clearly despicable, but they also have some common history. A history of defending a TikToker who has dated a minor and admitted to sexually assaulting multiple women in real life by the name of Shadowkun. And you know what they say, birds of the same feather flock together.
And everybody hops on the bandwagon where they're like, oh no, Shadow's a rapist. Shadow's a rapist. When in reality, he's not. Honestly, he's a genuine nice dude. Like, I hang out with him. And I don't get along with that many guys. Trust me, I don't.
And one last apology. For anyone that has known me as a supporter of Shadow-kun, I am deeply sorry for defending him. After this big, massive meeting with everyone in it, including Verum, and the victims that were involved in the incident, after actually understanding how bad the situation was, I have to say I stopped being friends with Shadow and have moved on. But please understand, I no longer support that fucking...
If you are new to my channel and interested on this story, I have a video up that goes deeper into that topic. I believe a lot of the stories that I tell have a timeless value worthy of being archived. If you believe in what I'm doing, please support me and spread the word. I look forward to making more episodes of the Metafiles, so stay tuned. I've been your host, Verum, signing off. Stay safe, and have a damn good one.